Have you ever wondered if there is a hidden language in the world? A secret code that connects everything? For centuries, people have believed that this code exists, and it is written in the language of numbers. This belief is the heart of numerology. Numerology is the idea that numbers have a special, mystical meaning. It suggests that the numbers we see in our lives, from our date of birth to the addresses where we live, hold a deeper significance. They are not just random symbols for counting. Instead, they are seen as clues that can reveal hidden truths about ourselves and the universe around us. This ancient practice looks for patterns and connections that are not obvious on the surface. In the context of the Bible, this study of numbers takes on a very specific form called gematria. This is an ancient Jewish and Greek practice where letters are also numbers. In Hebrew and Greek, the languages the Bible was originally written in, there were no separate symbols for numbers like our 1, 2, and 3. Instead, each letter of the alphabet had a numerical value. For example, the first letter, Aleph, was also the number 1. The second letter, Bet, was the number 2, and so on. This means that every single word and every single phrase in the Bible has a numerical value. You simply add up the values of its letters. This method turns the sacred text into a vast landscape of numbers, waiting to be explored for hidden messages. This system allows for a different way of reading the Holy Scriptures. It is not just about the stories and the laws on the surface, it is about a deeper mathematical layer that lies beneath the words. People who study gematria believe that if two different words or phrases have the same numerical value, they are connected in a meaningful way. This connection might reveal a secret prophecy, a hidden law, or a profound spiritual truth that was intentionally encoded into the text by its divine author. It is a search for a code, a divine puzzle that was left for future generations to solve, revealing secrets that were not meant to be understood at first glance. For instance, a simple example is the Hebrew word for love, which is ahava. The letters have the values 1, 5, 2, and 5, which add up to 13. The Hebrew word for one, echad, has letters with values 1, 8, and 4, which also add up to 13. From this, a student of gematria might conclude that the core nature of God, who is one, is intertwined with the concept of love. It's these kinds of connections that practitioners of gematria search for. They believe these numerical links are not coincidences. Instead, they are part of a deliberate and complex design woven into the very fabric of the Bible's original language, a secret conversation between God and humanity. Now, let us turn our attention from ancient texts to the modern world of science. Here, we find another mysterious number that has fascinated some of the greatest minds in history. That number is 137. This isn't just a random number. It is at the very heart of how our universe works. Scientists call it the fine structure constant. It is a pure number, meaning it has no units like miles per hour or kilograms. It is just a ratio, approximately 1/137. This number determines the strength of one of the four fundamental forces of nature, electromagnetism. This is the force that holds atoms together, allows for chemical reactions, and governs the very nature of light itself. The fine structure constant is incredibly important. If this number were even slightly different, the universe as we know it would not exist. If it were a little smaller, say 1/138, stars would not be able to create carbon and life as we know it would be impossible. If it were a little larger, say 1/136, stars would burn out much too quickly for life to ever evolve on any planet. The fact that this number is so perfectly tuned for our existence is a deep mystery. The famous physicist Richard Feynman was so intrigued by it that he called it one of the greatest damn mysteries of physics, and urged students to put the number on their wall and worry about it. What makes 137 so strange to scientists is that no one knows where it comes from. We can measure it with incredible precision, but no theory can explain why it has the value that it does. It seems to have been set at the very beginning of the universe, a fundamental constant that dictates how reality is constructed. It connects three other fundamental constants of nature: the speed of light, the charge of an electron, and Planck's constant from quantum mechanics. This simple number ties together the biggest ideas in physics, relativity, electromagnetism, and quantum theory, into one neat, unexplained package. This lack of explanation has led to a great deal of speculation, both inside and outside of science. Why this number? Is it a coincidence, or is it a sign of a deeper design in the cosmos? the number 137 stands as a constant reminder that even with all our scientific knowledge, there are fundamental aspects of our reality that remain completely mysterious. It's like a secret signature written into the laws of physics, a number that defines the strength of light and the interactions of all matter. Yet its own origin remains hidden in the shadows, waiting for a breakthrough that might change our understanding of everything. Given the mystery surrounding 137 in science, it is no surprise that people have turned to the Bible to look for its significance there. Using the methods of gematria, they have searched the ancient Hebrew text for words and phrases that add up to this special number. The hope is to find a connection, a bridge between the physical constant that governs our universe and the spiritual truths written in the Holy Book. This search is driven by the belief that if the number is so fundamental to creation, then the Creator must have left a clue about it within His revealed Word. The search itself becomes an act of faith, trying to uncover a hidden harmony between science and Scripture. One of the most well-known findings is related to the Hebrew word Kabbalah, which means to receive or tradition, and is the name for Jewish mysticism. When you add up the numerical values of the Hebrew letters in this word, Kof, Bet, Lamed, and He, the total is 137. For those who study Kabbalah, this is a profound discovery. It suggests that the mystical tradition itself, the very practice of seeking hidden knowledge, is directly linked to this fundamental number of the universe. It implies that the path of Kabbalah is a path to understanding the deep structure of reality, a structure defined by the number 137. The search doesn't stop there. People have found other occurrences of 137 in the Bible that they believe are significant. For example, in the book of Genesis, the lifespans of some of the patriarchs are mentioned. Ishmael, the son of Abraham, is said to have lived for 137 years. Levi, the ancestor of the priestly tribe, also lived for 137 years. Amram, the father of Moses, lived for 137 years as well. For numerologists, these are not just random ages. They see a pattern, a deliberate encoding of this important number into the family line that would eventually lead to Moses, the one who received the law from God. This repetition suggests a divine fingerprint. These examples show how gematria can be used to build a web of meaning around a single number. By finding words and phrases that equal 137, practitioners believe they are uncovering a secret dialogue within the text. They might connect the concept of Kabbalah with the lifespan of Moses' father to suggest that the wisdom of the Torah is connected to the number 137. It is a way of reading between the lines, not just for literary meaning but for a mathematical code. This quest turns the Bible into more than just a history book or a guide for living. It becomes a blueprint of creation itself, with 137 as one of its most important keys. The shared fascination with the number 137 in both the world of physics and the world of biblical numerology is truly remarkable. On one side, we have scientists who are baffled by a fundamental constant of nature that appears to be finely tuned for our existence. They see 137 as a number that defines the very fabric of our physical reality, governing the force of light and matter. Its origin remains one of the biggest unsolved puzzles in science, a number that seems to have been perfectly chosen, yet we have no scientific theory to explain why. It represents the limit of our current understanding of the cosmos. On the other side, we have students of the Bible who, using the ancient system of gematria, have found the same number embedded in their sacred texts. They see 137 in the name for their mystical tradition, Kabbalah, and in the lifespans of key biblical figures. For them, this is not a coincidence. It is evidence of a divine author who wrote the laws of the universe and then encoded the key to those laws within the Holy Scriptures. The number 137 becomes a point of convergence, a place where the book of nature and the book of Scripture seem to be speaking the same secret language, hinting at a single underlying truth. This connection creates a potential bridge, however controversial, between the realms of science and faith. For some, it suggests that these two fields are not in conflict but are actually two different paths to understanding the same ultimate reality. Science explores the how of creation by measuring its constants and observing its laws, while faith explores the why by searching for meaning and purpose in sacred texts. The number 137, appearing mysteriously in both domains, seems to offer a tantalizing hint that the how and the why might be deeply interconnected, a sign that the universe might have a purpose woven into its very mathematical structure. In summary, The interest in the number 137 is a perfect example of humanity's enduring quest for meaning. Whether you are a physicist like Richard Feynman, pondering the deep mysteries of the cosmos, or a student of Kabbalah searching for divine secrets in ancient words, the number 137 stands out as something special. It is a number that challenges us, inviting us to look deeper, to question our assumptions, and to wonder if there is a hidden order connecting the world we can measure with the world of meaning we seek. It remains a symbol of the great, beautiful mysteries that lie at the intersection of science, mathematics, and spirituality.